Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
Strictly Come Dancing star Graziano Di Prima has admitted crossing the line with Zara McDermott during show rehearsals. The professional dancer, 30, was axed from the BBC show last week over reports of he hot and kicked the former Love Island star, 27, during last year's series. Now Graziano's spokesman has said he apologized to Zara for kicking her at the time but denied claims he ever spat at her, admitting that while the dancer remembers pushing Zara quite hard during training, the descriptions reported do not align with Graziano's own memory. Going on to say that the Italian star, who has since moved back to his native Sicily, has been left in a very vulnerable state in the fallout from the scandal. Mark Borkowski said, "This week the news agenda has focused on an isolated incident that Mr. Di Prima deeply regrets and apologized for at the time. The deluge of commentary, too often without context or nuance, has provoked a pile-on that has left a young man in a very vulnerable state. It comes after he previously told BBC News, 'There is never a time when kicking, or any sense of that is right.' And he knows that. He knows he's made a mistake. He apologized at the time." Referring to the media reports, Mark added, "But he doesn't recognize some of the issues surrounding it. The descriptions of what is being commented online, and how he remembers it, are not aligned." He continued, "He, Graziano, has literally cut himself off from civilization. I think that's a wise thing to do, supported by his wife. He's coming to terms with his mental health issues." Graziano, who believed the matter had been resolved at the time, was sacked from the show after a video of the idea was brought to the attention of the BBC last week. The investigation into his behavior was triggered by Strictly's bid to clean up the show after fellow Italian Giovanni Pernice was accused of abusive behavior by his 2023 dance partner Amanda Abbington, which resulted in him leaving the show. Giovanni denies the claims. According to show insiders, video footage of Graziano mistreating Zara gave bosses no choice but to cancel his contract. Addressing his departure on Instagram, Graziano wrote, "I deeply regret the events that led to my departure from Strictly. My intense passion and determination to win might have affected my training regime. Respecting the BBC HR process, I understand it's best for the show that I step away." He continued, "While there are aspects of this story involving external influences that I can't discuss at this time, I remain committed to being strong for my family and friends. I wish the Strictly family and the BBC nothing but success in the future." He concluded the post, "I also want to thank everyone who has supported my career, both professionally and personally. When the time is right, I will share my story." Zara broke her silence on Tuesday, admitting she was scared to come forward and report Graziano over fears for her future. Also writing on Instagram, she said, "I felt it was right that I post something regarding the recent media reports. Strictly is one of the most magical shows on TV and one that I dreamt of being on since I was a little girl. When I was invited to be a contestant on the show, it really was a childhood dream come true. I fully understood the level of commitment and hard work that Strictly was going to be, and I dedicated everything to it. I am a resilient person and I was fully prepared to put in whatever it took. And so much of my Strictly experience was everything I could have dreamt of. The entire production team and everyone behind the scenes, as well as my fellow contestants, were so amazing to work with. However, my experience inside the training room was very different. Reports have been made about my treatment on the show, and there were witnesses to some events, as well as videos of particular incidents which are incredibly distressing to watch." Zara explained that she didn't report the incidents at the time as she was scared of backlash. Instead, it was junior production staff who came forward to share what they had witnessed as the investigation into Giovanni was taking place. A source from the show told Mail Online, "There were multiple occasions where both physical and verbal attacks were made. It was more physical than verbal, but all of it was dreadful." Zara continued in her statement.